let's talk about editing text. So we have already created styles for you within your website, and if we didn't and you're using a free theme, you still have styles created for you within your website, and I always suggest that you use them. So you would use the styles in order of hierarchy to add organization and structure to your page. So H1 is the title of the page, the things that we just talked about, and it's already applied for you to the title of the page. You should only use it once because browsers think that there should only be one most important piece of information on your page, which, I mean, I can agree with that. So then the other ones are H2 to H5 and lowering number of importance. The search engines read the styles this way, and amazingly, so does everybody else. So usually these are in varying colors and sizes. H2 would usually be bigger and brighter than an H5. So we format things in that way to make sure that people can see and subdivide information. So think about it kind of like a textbook, so you can skim through and find the information that you want to read. That's what these titles are for. It'll maintain consistency and professionalism, and it'll save you time. If you've ever worked in Microsoft Word and you were trying to change your text to be red, a different font, and a different size, you know you would have to click at least 3 times to get it there. And then the next time that you want to format something the exact same way, you have to go back up to the top and look at all the things again to figure out what it was because you forgot already. And really, if you use the pre-formatted stuff, you just have to click once, and it's like, life is so much easier. So much easier, I think. Okay, so we're going to go out and play with some text. First, I'm going to go grab some because I want a block of it. In case you want to know where designers get all the funny warm-ups and stuff, sometimes they get it here. I'm going to paste this content here. As you can see, I get the red squiggly lines, and this is telling me that all these things are not spelled correctly and they're not recognized in the dictionary, which is not surprising. So let's say that this is going to be my H2 tag. I want this to be the second most important thing on the page. So in order to format it as an H2 tag, I go up to my paragraph dropdown, I click, and I select heading 2. Now let's do some more formatting here. I'm going to hit enter. I want to make myself a bulleted list. And I make a bulleted list just like you would in Microsoft Word or in your email program. Except for the fact that it will not let me make an unbulleted list right now. So there's my bullets. Now I want to make an H3, so I hit enter again. And I'm going to highlight this content. And I go back up to my paragraph drop down. I'm going to choose H3. So you can see that my H2 is bigger than my H3, but both of them are pretty fancy. Now, if I'm not sure what this font style is, I can put my cursor in it. Keep your eyes right here. There we go. All right, so it changes when I put my cursor in the types of text. So here, it just says paragraph because I'm in paragraph font, while up here, it says heading 2. Now, if for some reason I don't like this heading 3 and I actually want to unapply it, I can select it and go up to the top, scroll back up and click format, and it will unformat it. And I tell you this because I had no idea that this is what it took to unformat text for forever. So I kept going into the code and deleting the content that made it look the way that it did. And I was like, there has to be an easier way to do this. So that's it. You can use the edit undo buttons. I want to undo it. I want to make it back to heading 3. Okay. So now I need to check. I need to see what this looks like. I can choose to preview my changes, which would mean that it's not going to save it into the database, or I can click update, which means it's going to save it into the database, and it's going to allow me and everyone else to see it. So preview would let me see it, but not change it on my public side of my site, while update allows me to change it on the public side of the site. Okay, so I come out here. I shall refresh. Look at how much prettier it is now. Isn't that prettier?
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone wants to read this now, even though they can't. So some reminders when formatting text. It's not going to look the same from the front to the back. So you need to check early and check often to make sure that you are not making messes. My design rules of thumb for you are, if everything is bold, then nothing is bold. So only make the super important stuff bold. And don't underline things because it looks like a link. I will click on it and I will be mad at you. And other people will click on it and be mad at you too. So if you want something to look like a title, or if you want something to be important, you can bold it, or you can choose one of your titles.